Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Brady Pretzlaff of Gaylord Football. How's it going?
Good, good. Going good over here.
So I know that I know what a season you guys had. Obviously it didn't end the way that you wanted to, but overall still a pretty good year and a year that a lot of people are going to remember for a long time.
Definitely. I'm really proud about how my guys came out and played this year. Senior year, we wanted to make an impact on the culture here and stuff, and I think we did that. Like you said, not the ending we really wanted, but definitely a good year to end on for sure.
So just like go through to be a part of this year with this team, well, how special was it for you?
Oh, it's very special to be a part of this because this record's only been done one time before in Gaylord history, and this was our 96th year. So, to be a part of something that brings the community together and gets this program moving in the right direction, that's really special to be a part of, and I'm really grateful to be a part of this great team this year.
Yeah. Um, how do you feel like you did? What were some of your goals like? Obviously, team goals are obviously, to have the season that you did. But what were your personal goals, in terms of just playing better? What were some of the things that you worked on this season?
Yeah, I worked a ton on I watched a lot of film from my junior season. I did a lot of things good, but there was also a lot of things that I knew I could work on. And then in the off season, I trained pretty hard on different things like my speed and my size. I was able to improve on both of those, so I felt like I could play a little better sideline to sideline with that new speed that I had coming into this year, and I think that shows on tape pretty well. So yeah, that was probably the main thing. And then a lot of X's and O's stuff and getting the other teammates in there with me. Those were all kind of the main focal points I'd say this off season personally. And then obviously with the team, they all did the same type of stuff that I did. So yeah, I mean those were the main things that kind of led to success this year for sure.
Yeah. To get a to have the to get to bring some titles to Gaylord, I think to do some of the things that you did, like I believe first district title for Gaylord in quite a bit of time.
Yeah, yeah, second one all time, and it's the first one I think like 21 years or something like that. So yeah, definitely uh happy to be part of that.
Yeah, what was that like, to go through, with the schedule that you had? And you played some really good teams, including, beating a really, really good Jackson Lumen Christie team. Coming off, I think they were like, they won like 16 or 17 games in a row or something coming into that game. What was it like to just play some really, really good teams?
It's definitely awesome because that's how you really test personally it's how I test myself, and then how our team gets tested to see how good we really are. So our coach DJ, he definitely doesn't shy away from playing those tough teams. And like you said, Lumen Christie's a great team, they're still playing. Kingsley's a great team, they're still playing. And then obviously we just lost to Forest Hills, they're still playing. So I mean, these teams are making deep runs, they're really solid teams. So to be able to beat a couple of those teams I just mentioned, that was big for us, and helped a ton with confidence rolling in through the rest of the way. And then for the first few weeks of playoffs, it definitely helped our confidence a lot.
What is this? To So I know that obviously, you won't be playing for Gaylord ever again, but just to talk about, like, what is this program? What was it just like to be a part of? What is this program just really, really meant to you?
I mean, this program means everything to me. I came in and we had a couple rough years. A coaching change happened, so the start to my Gaylord High School experience didn't go great, but it instilled a lot of good things in me. Like obviously, I saw how hard work pays off throughout the process. We came in, like I said, 1-5, 2-7, and then Coach DJ just kept telling us, keep working as a team, stay together, build that chemistry up, and it'll pay off. And that obviously shows with how we ended up going 6-4 last year, making playoffs for the first time in like 7 years at that time, I think. And then, obviously this year coming in, winning the second district title ever, BNC champ. So, I mean, it meant everything to be a part of that and that turnaround kind of in the process, because I honestly think that's something that'll last beyond us. And the junior class right now will kind of pick up where we left off and win some more games next year. So I mean that means everything to me.
Yeah. What does football mean to you?
I mean football, man. That's been a main part of my life since as long as I can remember. You know, my dad, we used to live in Big Rapids, and he was always a coach down there, a linebacker coach, and he played in college at Augustana D3. So I mean, it's been a huge part of his life too. So you know, I've always grown up around it. You know, watching football Saturdays, and wanting to be a part of that someday. So I mean, yeah, like a bunch of the stuff that I use every day in terms of like lessons I've learned have come straight from football. So I think it definitely has played a huge part in shaping me into who I am for sure.
Yeah, and of course you will be playing college football on Saturdays. And obviously you'll be playing heading to Saturdays in the Big Ten Conference. Of course, committing to Minnesota. What is let me just ask you this: what really just kind of what sold you about that place?
So the first thing I really noticed, like right when I got out there, was kind of the culture that Coach Fleck has built into that program, and that's something that you don't see at every college program. And I was able to see quite a few, and that was one of the things that stood out right away. So, you know, the way that they kind of bring in their players, and also a huge piece is the development piece that they always talk about, and those were a couple of the first things I noticed. And then building the relationship with the coaches, I knew I definitely made the right decision at that point, and I'm still 100% firm on my commitment, and I truly believe I made the right decision for sure because of those things.
Absolutely. Um, to what are you most gonna miss about the high school football experience?
Probably like the whole sense of like community around the games. You know, you look around and you see your whole town coming out on a Friday night. That's something where, you know, at the next level, you obviously have a ton of support from like your college campus and fans and stuff, and that'll be awesome too. But just the high school kind of sense of like, you know, different people that you see every day coming out and supporting you, and then just kind of them backing you every day. I mean, those kind of things are the things I'll definitely miss. And obviously competing with the players that I've been playing with, you know, I've built close bonds with a lot of those guys, so I'm gonna miss playing with them too. But those are the main things that I'm really gonna miss about playing high school football for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you mentally get ready for a game?
So obviously the week building up to it is huge in mentally preparing for the game. Just making sure you're watching tons of film, and then in practice working on the things you saw and kind of need to work on. So doing that helps bring a ton of confidence into Friday nights, knowing okay, I did what I needed to do to prepare, and now it's just time to go out and compete. So I mean that's the main part really. It's less about like the game day for me. It's more about the week building up to kind of get that mentality going, and then come game day, I just go out there and compete. You know, it's been I grew up in a competitive household, always competing over small things. So that competitive nature has been built up in me. So yeah, I mean that's really all it comes down to is the week leading up, and then come game day, just go out and play.
Okay, so what's your plan the rest of the year? Just are you doing any other sports or what?
So no, I always used to play basketball, but so this year I'm gonna be early enrolling, leaving in
Yeah.
January to go out to Minnesota. So right now just training, getting my body ready and mentally a little bit for heading out there in early January. So no more sports, just preparing for that.
To know that, and also to know that you're gonna be you're gonna be saying goodbye to everybody in not too long. So just what is like just I know I've asked you this before, but just the overall community, your friends and all that
Mhm.
stuff. What's it gonna be like to leave them?
No, it definitely is going to be really hard to leave them because, like I said a couple times, you know, they're a huge reason about why I'm here. They've always pushed me and backed me throughout this journey and through every turn of the way. So to have to, you know, leave them and start the next chapter, it's something that's, you know, I know is definitely going to be tough, but I know they're still going to be supporting me while I'm out there. So yeah, while it's tough, it's also exciting for, you know, the next part of the football career and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the thoughts about that for sure.
All right, Brady, let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. If you have any, what's on Brady's playlist before a game?
Oh man, I so usually I let other people in the team get the aux just because I'm all over the place with my music. But pregame I like to go mostly a lot of rap. But if someone throws on some rock on the aux, like I'll listen to that too, you know. So it's kind of whatever that the mood is that day, and that's kind of how that is. So, yep.
What's your go-to place for food?
Go-to place for food is definitely Qdoba, but that's one of my favorite places here, and I go there quite a bit because I mean it's pretty good for you overall, and I
Yeah.
like the taste a lot, at least compared to other fast food, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Always got to get those burritos.
Definitely.
Favorite player growing up?
Favorite player growing up, I would say Brian Urlacher. I've always been a Bears fan, so you know he also plays linebacker like I do, right now. So you know, watching him growing up, being a hard hitting linebacker, that's someone I definitely really like to watch growing up for sure.
All right. And finally, favorite movie.
Ooh, favorite movie. My favorite sports movie is definitely Remember the Titans. My
Okay.
favorite overall movie might have to be The Dark Knight. Both of those are great movies. You can't go wrong. It just kind of depends on what you're feeling that day. So those are definitely my top two go-to movies for sure.
All right. All right, Brady. Thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck at Minnesota.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.